Okay, so I am making a story-driven, real-time, strategy-based digital TCG that's going to be available on iOS and Android devices, hopefully in 2025. Now, I have been sort of just explaining various aspects of what went into making the game in a short series on this channel, and I am sort of coming to the end of the initial stage of that. This is going to be the last devlog where I touch on specific design mechanics. There will be more devlogs to come, but this is the last one as part of the initial series that I intended. And today I would like to talk about the life point system and how I came up with it. The answer is actually very simple. It's lore based. I sort of buried the lead there, but in truth, not everything about game development is about trying to solve an existing problem that you see on the market or, come up with some amazing idea from scratch that's never been done before. No, sometimes you just write a story, and as part of that story, certain things work a certain way, and you just put it in the game. It's that simple. You're not always inspired by something external when doing game design. Oftentimes you are, but not always. This was just an idea that came about from me creating from the ground up. In the series so far, I have talked a lot about, inspiration that I've taken from places and wanting to correct things that I don't like about other games and so on and so forth. Because, there's just more to talk about there, realistically speaking. There's background, there's a story, the day that I was inspired, me waking up in the middle of the night, so on and so forth. Whereas with this, it's just like, I just made it. For example, I used to have this game at work where I would look around the room and I would try and come up with design concepts based on the things I saw around me. That light bulb, that clock, for example, right? And I would write these down on sticky notes so it looked like I was actually, paying attention and doing the work that I was supposed to do. But I was somewhere else entirely. And when I ran out of objects in that room after a couple of months, I just started doing it off the top of my head, and that's how the majority of the cards in this game were designed. I knew my main character was going to have spatial manipulation powers because I wanted him to switch from place to place, and that is how the ability switch was born, realistically speaking. Like, in the story, he was going to have that ability, so something in the game had to reflect that. Boom! The Wandering Ryu was designed with the ability to swap itself between one position and another based on where your other cards are. At least I think so. I'm pretty sure that the powers came before the ability on that one in particular, but I could be wrong. Sometimes you just do stuff because you like it. I wrote a story, I based a game off of it. In the story, summoners use their life points to summon their avatars onto the field. So in the game, it just stands to reason that it would work in the exact same way. There was genuinely no thought that needed to go into it. I just ported it from one place to the other. The Nexus gauge represents your life force, your inner light. You deduct from it in order to call forth your avatars. Honestly, sometimes simple is just better, and so that's what I went with. And it's always, it feels like cheating the system, but it's so great to come up with design ideas based on ideas that you've already had, because those ideas are yours. Who's to say that you can only ever use an idea once? You can go back to things and use them again and change the way that they're used, and that's what I did here. So yeah, this one is really short because it's a really straightforward process of what happened. I just thought you might find it interesting to know just how the life point system was brought about, and maybe it will inspire you to revisit some of your own creative ideas and look at them from alternative perspectives. But yeah, that is genuinely it. Subscribe so you can know when the game is coming out, know when you can get a chance to play, and so on and so forth. Join our Discord community. You can support us with the links down below. Have a great one. Bye.